What is up, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to go over one thing that you could do that could potentially double the amount of real estate sales volume that you are currently producing. So let's start with this. Most agents, they don't prospect. Let's keep it real. A lot of them, sometimes they'll use their sphere, they will rely on referrals, and that's the majority of agents, but it's also the reason why most agents don't have great results in this business. I saw a statistic and it said something like most agents make around $18,000 per year in commissions. I don't know if that's been updated because I heard that a few years back, but needless to say, most agents are not making a full-time income, and definitely most agents are not making great income, but there are some that do. So before we get into it, I want to explain to you guys the different kind of, types of agents that you'll encounter, and I see it kind of as a funnel. So most agents, they won't prospect, they won't make phone calls to get their business, which is a very consistent strategy. It's a strategy that will get you consistent results in this business. For example, I tell my mentees that if they want to get the results in this business, if they want to get consistent results and make a full-time income, then I recommend to make at least 100 cold calls every single day, 7 days a week. And obviously it takes leading up to that, but once you can consistently do that on a daily basis, you've dialed in your scripts, you have some objections in your toolkit, then you can pretty much get 1 to 2 listings every single month, which puts you in the top percentile of agents all across the country. So by doing that, you could close probably anywhere from 12 to 24 deals in a year, and sometimes even more if you've really dialed that in and that you make more calls. So that's not what a typical agent does, but then you have some agents that actually do make the calls, and that's a very small minority of agents. Now, those agents that do that consistently, they tend to get consistent results, and that sets them apart from most other agents. And then there's a third tier, which is kind of like the bottom of the funnel. If you see as most agents up here, or the bottom of the pyramid, most agents up here, some agents that make phone calls, and then an even smaller minority, which is almost none, that do what I'm about to tell you. Now, the reason that I know that is because I'm very well associated with other agents that make phone calls. And when I mention to them what I do, they are surprised. And they say, wow, that's such a great idea, what I'm about to tell you. So if you use Vulcan 7 like I do, there's a feature. You can have an email sent out with every phone call that does not answer. So if you make a phone call on Vulcan 7, which is what I use, and you get a voicemail, you get sent to a voicemail, you can send an email to that seller. That's one thing, okay? So you can customize an email saying the same general thing that your script says, which is, hey, my name's Christian, I'm with eXp Realty, and I want to let you know that on our computers, your property popped up as a canceled listing or expired listing, and I wanted to see, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? Would you mind, or this is my favorite saying, would it be fair if I sent over my 30-point marketing strategy just for you to take a look and see how I sell homes just like yours? And you could put that at the bottom. Now, I typically say that when I'm on the phone with them and they don't want to sell after their home was expired or canceled. I typically say, would it be fair if I send you my business card? If I just text it over to you? So if you change your mind, you'll have my info. They always say yes. I want to say 90% of the time. 9 out of 10 times they say yes. So the email is one thing. You can also set up a voicemail. So a voicemail that is pre-recorded by you, giving your information and the same type of script. Now the third one is one thing that people are they are so surprised with, which to me, it just seems natural. If somebody doesn't pick up the phone, that the next best way to reach them is through text. So what I will do, and Vulcan 7 does not have this feature, I will shoot them over a text. And it usually goes the same thing as my script. And I'll just shoot that over along with a virtual screenshot of my business card. You don't want to take a picture of your business card and then send it, because it just looks a little more sloppy. We live in 2022, so you can easily create an online business card on Canva, if you like, download it, and now it's a PNG file, and you don't have any, external pictures in the photo, so you can just send it right over. It looks very professional, neat. There's no glare, anything like that. So I'm going to tell you guys a story about how this worked for me. I was calling up this client. She spoke Portuguese, and I didn't understand what she was saying. So I told her, I'm going to text you. I told her to her in English, so she most likely didn't understand. After the phone call, I texted her in Portuguese with a translator, and I sent my business card. So I basically gave her my script in Portuguese, and I sent her my business card. 30 days later, I get a text, and it was actually 30 photos. And she said, "Can you sell my property?" It was the same lady. That helped my situation so much you guys wouldn't even understand. That was also my highest priced listing up until recently, which I have another story for you, which is also another texting client. That was my highest priced listing and highest commission. It was over $14,000. And that changed my situation, like I said, like no other deal had. So the other one is actually a very recent listing I have, which is now my new highest. And it was also a text. I spoke to him. He said, "No, I don't want to list my property." I texted him, and then he reconsidered. He started asking me questions about how I could get it sold and what I would be doing differently. I sent him over my 30-point marketing strategy and listed the property. So if you can do the things that most people won't do, you'll be in a select group of people, and that really stands you out from the rest, which is all it takes. Because in most cases, these expireds or canceled or these properties, the sellers are getting bombarded with calls. So if you can do this extra step, it can make all the difference. And it can really, I truly believe it can double your volume, because you're doing something that really shows you're professional, you're an expert in this, and you feel confident. From a seller's point of view, it shows that you're an expert, you're professional, and you're extremely confident that you can get their home sold. Now, on your end, it proves to yourself that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that client. And that will hold your self-confidence like higher, because then you realize that not only was this an expired or canceled that another agent couldn't sell, but also I did what no one else would do, and that's why I have this listing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys need any help with real estate, anything at all, schedule a 30-minute strategy call below. It's in the link in the description. Schedule a 30-minute strategy call. Also, if you guys want to join me at eXp Realty, we have a accountability and motivation group with $20 to $40 million producers in there that we have access to. You can have their literal phone number, and they usually pick up, and they're coaching us all the time. So if you guys are interested, let me know. Like I said, link in the description. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to like and comment. I will talk to you guys soon.